tell you, it gets crazy and crazy every single day. His body was found the same spot that boat was in. When they was all around that boat, when they was arguing around that boat, that is where Nolan Wales' body was found. Man, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Man, they did something to him. Okay? Okay? And when I tell you, I sat with this for 2 days before I can press record. Not because I didn't have the words, because I got too many words, and the last one of them makes me more angry and angry and angry. Every last one of them, I'm screaming. I had to figure out how to get this out without losing my effing mind. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because that's what they want. They want us tired. Okay. They want us so exhausted, we stop asking questions. They want us to look at this stuff and go, dang, that's sad, and just keep on scrolling. But honey, Nolan Wales is dead. And he was 18 years old, a college football player, not a high school football player, somebody, baby, who just started his life. And the people who were with him, the white boys, who, you know, that man, the people who was with him when he died, the same MFers who called for help from that exact same spot his body was found 2 days later, are all walking free, still posting, still living, still breathing the same air his mama can't breathe to bear without him. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? His body was found in the same exact spot when they got on their boat calling for help. Something happened at that spot. And I'm supposed to just be calm about this. I'm supposed to be fine and relaxed. I'm supposed to wait for the grand jury. Nah, we not doing that today. I promise y'all. I'm not doing that. I'm not having it today. Okay. Put them hearts up in the chat for Nolan. Y'all hashtag justice for Nolan Wales. Fill the chat up with hearts for Nolan Wales. Yeah, we're gonna represent for our brother. Let me break this down for the people in the back who think this was an accident, because it was no accident. Who think, wait for the facts, who think these white boys from Mississippi just had a bad day at the damn beach. July the 4th, Horn Island, Nolan Wales, 18 years old, a black boy, beautiful, alive. He was athletic. He was strong. A kid who could swim. He was a swimmer, y'all. His own daddy said that. His parents taught him how to swim. Look, and his father taught him too. You go with 5, you come back with 5. You don't leave people behind. And that's how he raised him. And that's how he was. He's with a group of white boys. And I'm using that shit. People calling them their friends. I don't want to call him the friends right now because I'm too upset. But he was with a group of his white friends, okay? Because at this point, I don't give a fuck what word means what anymore, okay? Not when you leave somebody behind. Not when you take your phone. Not when you take them keys. You took my keys. You took my phone. Not when you call for a tow from the exact spot where they gotta find his body face down in that water 2 days later, and the body was tortured and bruised. Are you kidding me? At 3:00 p.m., 3:00 in the afternoon, these white friends make a distress call, y'all. The boat is sinking, they say. The boat stopped working, they say. We're all at the west tip of Horn Island and we need help. And I call it Devil Horn Island because that's what it is. Now, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me say that again so it sinks in the way it sank into me at 3:00 in the morning, okay? Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you. The west tip of Horn Island, that's where they called from. That's where they said the boat was sinking. That's where they told the dispatcher, and I want you to hear this exactly the way it was said. They told the dispatcher, quote, yeah, everybody's on board. Everybody's okay. Everybody's on board. But Nolan wasn't on board. Nolan wasn't okay. Nolan was already dead or dying or hurt somewhere at the same spot, west tip of Horn Island, where his friends were on the phone acting like everything was fine. And here's what the GPS data shows, because they cannot hide from the GPS, right? They cannot hide from us because they can't hide from the satellites. The GPS shows that they were at the west tip, that they were towed at 4:31 p.m., towed for 2.7 miles, and then the boat, the same boat that was supposedly sinking, resumed normal operations and headed back to land, back at another dock by 6:06 p.m. The boat that was sinking, y'all just fixed it like that? I thought the boat was sinking. Press 4 if they said the boat is sinking. If the boat is sinking, why they keep moving around, going this, that, going blah, blah, blah. The boat that was taking on water, it made it back with everybody on board except Nolan. Yeah, okay. Okay. When I tell you, I read that and I had to get up and walk around my house. I had to call my sister and just breathe, because the math don't be mathing for me. The story don't be storying for me. And these boys think we just stupid. They think we just can't read. They think we can't just add. They think that we're going to sit here and accept the accidental drowning like we haven't seen this movie before. You got to be out your last mind. And when we talk about the phone, can we talk about the keys? Because this is the part that makes me want to scream. Nolan's phone was on the boat, his phone. The thing every 18-year-old has glued to their hand, the thing you don't go to the bathroom without, the phone. The thing you check every 30 seconds. His phone was on a boat with his white friends while he was supposedly staying behind to talk to some girl named Katie. He just, which, come on now. No. Katie said that she talked to Nolan, and Nolan told Katie he was going back with his boys on a boat. And at that time, the boys were still there on the boat. And is it 4th of July at 4:33 p.m., you're going to hang out with your boys. You're going to hang out with your family. You're not going to leave your boys to hang out with a fucking Katie. And Katie, her people say Nolan was not with them. So no. That is an excuse they're trying to use to get the smoke off of them. Smoke still on you, baby. But when I tell you, I read that and I saw red, y'all. I saw the color red, because what 18-year-old man, what any man goes to talk to a girl he just met and leaves his phone behind? You got to get the number. Hello, you gonna get the number? What were we talking about? It's 2026 with his friends on a boat in the middle of a fucking ocean on an island. And if you are his bros, then the bros will be like, nah, dude, just give her number and let's go. We bros, we stick together. It's 4:30 in the morning. We want to party. We want to pop fireworks tonight. You know what I'm saying? July the 4th, you're young. It's lit. What we talking about? Ain't nobody trying to do no romance at 18 years old and he's a man. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen in real life. Okay. And the keys, they had his keys. But here's what y'all need to understand. The phone and the keys were not even together. Did y'all know that? They were at different locations. How that happened? Nolan Carr was at one friend's house. His phone was somewhere else. His stepfather, had to go to that friend's house that night to get the damn keys. And you know what that friend did? He said he didn't know where they were. He stayed inside. He locked the door. He wouldn't come out until the police showed up. Another boy had to go in and get the keys after about 5 minutes. Now, why in the hell he locking the door and telling me I'm going to have to wait till the police showed up? You already know something is up. Come on now. When I tell you 5 minutes, while Nolan's stepfather is standing outside the door, knowing his son is missing, knowing these boys got something to do with it, and this boy got the door locked. Are you kidding me? And the stepfather said it himself. He felt lied to. And he was, them white boys lied to him. He said the pressure of those other boys having to keep them calm at that moment, they kept me from doing what I wanted to do. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because he already knew they was playing in his damn face. They was playing in his face. When I tell you, girl, child, man, when I tell you, I read that and I felt that shit in my chest because that's a father. That's a real man. That's a man who knows something shit ain't right. And he's been surrounded by boys who won't look him in his eyes when he's talking to them, who got his son keys, won't give it up, who got his son's phone, won't explain why, and then they lorn it up. They go quiet. They let 2 days pass before anybody finds him. 2 days in Mississippi heat in a gulf of water. 2 days before his mama gets the call that her baby is dead, and 2 days before a ranger finds him face down on the same west tip where his friend said everybody's on board. Ain't that spooky? Ain't that spooky? Press 7 if it's some spooky shit. That's some spooky shit right there. Okay? That's spooky right there. That's real spooky. Okay? So Monday, July the 6th, 2 days after the 4th of July, 2 days after those boys came back from their emergency boat trip, a U.S. Park Service ranger finds a body at the northwestern tip of Horn Island, 8:45 in the morning. The body is Nolan Wales. Now, let me say this slow because I need y'all to understand the everything about it. I need y'all to understand what these boys are asking us to believe. The northwestern tip of Horn Island, the west tip, the same west tip where the distress call was made, the same west tip where they said everybody's on board, the same west tip where the boat was supposedly sinking. Nolan's body was found on that same spot, not a mile away, not drifted by the tide, not washed up somewhere else, in that same spot. Now, the comments under these videos, and y'all know I be reading them comments. Y'all are in the video and I'm talking to y'all, not at y'all. The comments are saying what I'm saying. The tide would have carried him. There's no way his body would be in that same location. They knew where they put him. And I'm not a forensic expert. I'm not a marine biologist. I'm not a damn detective. But I know what I know. And I know that when somebody dies in open water, the water moves. The current takes things and the tide shifts. Bodies just don't sit there like they waiting for somebody to find them. Not for 2 damn days. Not in the Gulf of Mexico during July. Unless they were placed there, unless somebody made sure Nolan stayed exactly where they left him. And those boys, those white friends, they called for help from that same exact spot that they were there. Okay? They saw that spot. They knew that spot and then they left it. They got towed away. They went home. They went to sleep. They probably posted on Instagram while Nolan mama was calling the damn hospitals. Everybody's on board. That's what they said. Nolan wasn't on board. Nolan was on the bottom. Or Nolan was somewhere on that island hurting, scared, and wondering why his friends left him. And they knew. They had to know, because you don't leave somebody behind and not know. You don't take their phone and not know. You don't take their keys and not know. You don't lock the door on their father and not know. You don't call from the same exact spot where they died and say everybody's on board and not know. Honey, and let me just keep this part that I'm keeping up at. Child, let me just tell y'all, where's that damn autopsy? It's been almost 2 damn weeks, almost 2 weeks since Nolan Wales was found dead on that beach, and we don't have that shit. We don't have the state autopsy. We don't have the independent autopsy. We don't have the cause of death. We don't have the toxology. We don't have nothing. Crump said the independent autopsy was delayed because of flight cancellations, getting the body to DC flights cancellations. Flight cancellations in July in 2026. You telling me they couldn't get a body from Mississippi to DC from almost 2 weeks before because of fucking flights? Where that jet at? Where that jet at? No, no, no. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second, because if this was a white boy found dead on a beach with three black boys, that autopsy would have been done in 24 hours, 48 hours max, and the results would have been leaked to every news outlet from here to Fox News. But Nolan Wells, a black boy from Mississippi, oh, we waiting on the autopsy. Oh, it's going to get the grand jury. Oh, we can't release that yet. Can't release it or won't release it. Which one is it? Because let me tell you something. When they don't want you to know something, they hide it behind the investigation. When they don't want you to see something, they say, wait for the facts. When they want to bury the truth, they bury it in paperwork and delays and flight cancellations. And the FBI, oh, the FBI is involved. The FBI is assisting. The FBI is looking in it too. When the FBI gets involved in a case like this, don't mean you're going to get justice, honey. That just means they're going to control the narrative. That just means they're making sure nothing leaks that makes Mississippi look bad. That means they are making sure the white boys' families are protected while Nolan's family get crumbs. Because let's be real, the FBI under this administration, under that damn Trump administration, you think they give a damn about a black boy from Mississippi? Huh? You think they're rushing to solve this? You think they're pressing their sheriff to make arrests? Nah, they're making sure this goes away. They're making sure the autopsy says that they need it to say. They're making sure the grand jury hears what they want them to hear. And when it's all over, when the dust settles, and when we've moved on to the next tragedy, they're going to tell us it was all an accident, an accidental drowning, case closed, nothing to see here. But I tell you what, I'm not going for that, and neither are you. Honey, what are y'all saying? Listen, if you guys want me to do more commentary, if you guys enjoy my commentary, press a 3. Make sure you like, share, and I'm going to come back later on tonight. I am running out of time. I'm only supposed to be on here for 15 minutes. I got so much to say, but you know I'm on a time limit, boo. Bye.